Question 6a, Roman figure 1. Illustrate the following statements in a Venn diagram. All good literature students in a school are in the general arts class. Roman figure 2. Use the Venn diagram to determine whether or not the following are valid conclusions from the given statement. So you have first part of Roman figure 2. Vivian is in the general arts class. Therefore, she is a good literature student. Part 2. Adu is not a good literature student. Therefore, he is not in the general arts class. Part 3. Kweku is not in the general arts class. Therefore, he is not a good literature student. So you have solution. From the given statement, all good students in literature, they are in the general art class. So that means literature is a subset of general art class. So all the good students in literature are inside that set. So you have general art class and literature is inside the general art class. So you have the subset of literature inside the general arts class. Roman figure 2 of that question. Use the Venn diagram to determine whether or not the following are valid conclusions from the given statement. Part 1. Vivian is in the general arts class. Therefore, she is a good literature student. The statement is invalid because there are other students in the general art class. But for you to be a literature student, you are supposed to be in the general art class. So the statement is invalid. Part 2. Adu is not a good literature student. Therefore, he is not in the general art class. That is also invalid because you can be in the general art class without offering literature. Roman figure or part 3 of that problem. Kweku is not in the general art class. Therefore, he is not a good literature student. Remember, all good literature students are in the general art class. So Kweku is not in general art class. Therefore, he is not good in literature. That is a valid conclusion. Question 6b. The cost C of producing n bricks is the sum of a fixed amount H and a variable Y, where Y varies directly as n. If it costs 950 Ghana cedi to produce 600 bricks and 1030 Ghana cedi to produce 1000 bricks. Now figure 1. Find the relationship between C, H and N. Now figure 2. Calculate the cost of producing 500 bricks. Solution. From the first statement, the cost is equal to the sum of a fixed amount H and a variable Y. That means C is equal to H plus Y. If you go on, Y varies directly as N. This is that meaning. And in variation, we always do away with the symbol of variation as you are bringing in equality sign, you introduce a constant of variation k or c as the case may be. So y is equal to kn. Now we can come here and replace y with kn so that you have c equal to h plus kn. We need to get k because it's a constant. If you go on, when n is 600 bricks, the cost is 950. So if you put this information in this equation, you have 950 equal to h plus 600k. You call that equation 1. If you go again, when the number of bricks they are 1000, the cost is 1030. If you put that in the same equation here, you have 1030 equal to h plus 1000k. So you call that equation 2. You should note that anytime you have two pair of equations with two unknown that are linear, two unknown variables that are linear, you always solve them simultaneously. So I will do that using elimination methods. So you have the two equations 1 and 2. We don't need much work here because we just need to eliminate h, because h has the same coefficient of 1 in both equations, and the sign of h is positive. By the rule of elimination, you need to subtract in order to eliminate h. Hence the symbol or the sign for subtraction. If you subtract 950 and 1030, you have minus 80. H minus h is 0. This plus becomes minus because of this minus. So you have 600k minus 1000k, that is minus 400k. To get k, divide both sides by minus 400. You have it in this form. When you first reduce, you have 88 over 40. If you divide by 8 again, you have 1 over 5. So we also need to get h value by simply putting the value of k into any of the equation. So let's use equation 1, where you have 950 equal to h plus 600k. So we replace k with 1 over 5. So you have 950 equal to h plus 600 times 5. If you divide 600 by 5, you have 120. So you have 950 equal to h plus 120. You can collect like terms by transferring this term to the left hand side, and you have 950 minus 120 equal to h. Therefore h is equal to 830. So we establish the relationship between c, h and n as you write the relationship c equal to h plus kn and replace h with 830 and k with 1 over 5. Then B part, you are asked to find the cost that can produce 500 bricks. So you write the relationship and simply replace n with 500. So you have c equal to 830 plus 1 over 5 times 500. That becomes c equal to 830 plus 100. If you divide 500 by 5, you have 100. If you add, you have 930 Ghana cedi. Hence, the cost of producing 500 bricks is 930 Ghana cedis.